On the air. Hello, this is Uwe Eickert with Academy Games. I'm here with CC Snyder. CC, you want to come in the air?
Hi.
We got a lot of great questions for our Tudor Kickstarter, and we're going to answer them through the live stream and then post it on the updates. I want to thank everybody for all of their support. We're very, very happy with what we've done with the Tudors so far. So go for it.
I see
CC?
19 sets of eyes on here. If any of you are on there and can hear us, drop us a chat real quick. Let us know that everything's working just fine. We would appreciate it.
Yep. All right, so go for it.
Question from Todd Clifford. 4 months is a quick turnaround. You sure you're going to hit the 4-month deadline? When is the game scheduled to go to print?
The printer is getting the files ongoing. The map boards, everything already at the printer. All the miniatures, all the files, 3D are being created so that the molding tools can be milled. We expect before the end of June that the printer has everything. It takes printer 10 days to complete. So we're looking June, July, August, and then end of August it gets shipped. We're expecting a 3-week shipping time. So end of September, that sucker's going. So yes, we do expect everything to work well. The only concerns I could have is with the milling with the miniatures, but the printer says everything's going to be a go. So he says the dies and everything are going to be done in 18 days. So knock on wood.
I see you have several items listed as Kickstarter exclusive. Would you define Kickstarter exclusive, please?
Yes, the Tudor game is a phenomenal game. But then we, with our experience with our Vikings games and our Mare Nostrums games, we really love the miniatures. So we created some beautiful 28 and 32 millimeter miniatures. These miniatures will be, you can either use your meeple or the miniatures. These miniatures are going to be Kickstarter exclusive, meaning every Kickstarter supporter is going to get the set of 60 plus miniatures, and we're going to produce a few hundred extra just to make sure that all Kickstarter supporters' orders are fulfilled. Then if we have any left, they will not go in distribution. They will not go through main sales. We will then offer them on our website as long as they last. Same like we did with our Mare Nostrum resource chips. Once they're gone, they're gone. So Kickstarter exclusive means, yes, you as a Kickstarter, it's the only way you can get them. Any we left over, we'll sell them through our website, through Courtiers and Lords, and then they're gone. One last thing, stores that order the pledges and everything, they will also get these. If they order them through Kickstarter, they will get these limited Kickstarter exclusive items. So if you have a local store, hey, please support them. Tell them, order or a pledge for the retailer pledge on the Kickstarter. Don't order through us, order through them. Help them out. We really want the local stores to benefit because they give us so much. Hopefully we can give back a little.
Now, Rodney Lowe asked, the 4 different Courtier miniatures are replacing the colored meeples, correct?
They're not replacing. No, the base game that everybody will buy in the stores in the future and everything, those will have the wooden meeples in them. So the game is a game. If you look online, we just created the new box, that beautiful artwork that Jarek put together. There goes the clock. I should have turned it off, darn it.
All right.
Let me stop this pendulum. Yeah. It's one of these ancient pendulum clocks that, oh, there you go.
It's only 2 o'clock.
It's only 2 o'clock and it only rang 6 times. So you will either use the meeples that come in the game, or in the beautiful separate box, the Kickstarter exclusive box, will have the 60-some miniatures. So you choose either or.
Are the Courtiers going to be plastic or are they metal?
The Courtier are a PVC 100 plastic, which is a the highest grade of PVC plastic. We like it. It's a little more viscous, a little more difficult to mold for the molders, but it gives us a detail. Also, you prime them, can paint them. Beautiful. It makes them very open for painting for those who like painting their miniatures. And these are going to have details. They're going to be looking nice.
This is from Bob Freeman. He asked, they're going to be molded in 4 different colors for the player colors, right?
Correct. And that's interesting. One of the someone just online asked about that. They said, "Hey, you're supplying more miniatures than meeples in the game. In a game, in a 3 or 4 player game, every player has 1 lord and 14 courtier. The problem is, since we're mixing up the courtier for each player, at first we thought, oh, player A will have courtier A, player B, courtier B, player C, courtier C. But then we had people say, hey, no, we'd rather have a mix of all these courtiers in our color. It makes it much more interesting, much more fun to look at and play on the board, look a lot better. So the problem is when we make the molds, and the molds cost us roughly around $5,000 to $6,000 a piece. If we mill the 4 miniatures into 1 mold, every cycle run, it will create 1 miniature of that color. So each miniature in each cycle will have 1 of them pop out. So in the first cycle, we get 4 miniatures, 1 of each courtier. Each game will need 4 cycles. Where our fear is that if we tell the molder in China to have their workers go through and pull 2 miniatures out, that means to give the 14, that means it's extra work for them. And then I'm afraid from our past experience, it happens. Instead of pulling 2 out, they may pull 3 out, or they'll pull out the lord instead of a courtier. So our fear is that, number 1, there could be a mess up. Number 2, we're still paying for it, or else they take these extra miniatures and regrind them, so it costs us no extra. So the thing is, why not supply 16? The fear, and this is where I'd love to hear from you. Please let us know. Are we better off just supplying 14 because a player should have only 14? In the setup rules, it says every player gets 1 lord and 14 courtier. Will people play with 16, which will throw off the balance of the game? Let us know, please. The nice thing is if we add extra courtier and says there are only 14 of each color, those extras will take care of if there is a screw up. Maybe there's a mismolded piece or a piece got lost in packaging. There'll still be 14 or more per color. You think we should do it, or should we go through and have them sort out 2 and only give 14? Let us know, please.
Salah asked, is there a dedicated link on your web page for detailed explanations in case of disputes or unclear situations in gameplay?
Yes, our new website, we have a whole area for Q&A and FAQ sites, FAQ questions. And on top of that, we put the link for the BoardGameGeek site. Highly recommend the BoardGameGeek page because we follow that every day. We have a lot of fans and collaborators who know the rules and answer. And if they don't know the rules, they'll email me or call me on my cell phone, get the questions, and it's taken care of. So yes, we will do that.
The biggest question we get is, what's the deal with foreign languages?
Foreign languages, the game is now being printed in German language and in English, 2 separate language games. I understand that Quarks is negotiating with a Spanish company and a Japanese. So there could be Japanese and Spanish coming out. All of their languages, we haven't heard anything. They're trying to get some other languages out, but we're going to print here in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So guaranteed English, German, and pretty high probability Spanish and Japanese. Anything beyond that, we don't know.
Johan Terradura, regarding extra copies, what will be the additional shipping fees? What if I want a group pledge 2 or 3 copies? Is it the same price?
Johan, for example, let's say, Johan, I'm guessing you're somewhere in Europe. In Europe, let's say you're in Austria or France, what have you. The base game is $15 to ship. Then on the bottom of the campaign page, we have our shipping. It'll either say all additional games for $10 or each additional game, $10 each. So France, it's all. So as many as you add, it's $10 extra. So let's say you and 3 friends want to get 4 copies shipped to you, to your hometown, whatever, or to one of your addresses. You put it in, it's $15 plus 10. So all 4 games plus all the miniature expansion boxes, Kickstarter exclusives. You want to add a Vikings game, whatever, the entire shipping cost is only $25. Why we then, for other countries, say $10 each is because, let's say, Indonesia or somewhere way in the middle of Pacific somewhere where our shipping costs are very high. There we have the base cost plus 10 per additional game. But even there, you're saving quite a bit of money.
This is my favorite question we've got so far. Anastasia Anspach. I'm a Tudor historian, and I did want to point out one flaw that is driving me mad. The Catherine Howard portrait you are using is no longer used or recognized as her. Can we get this corrected?
I really, really appreciate you doing that. We did our own research then. You are 100% correct. The picture we had was from Seymour. And evidently in history, nobody really knows if an actual portrait was painted of her. But the painting that you suggested is what is accepted as the portrait, mainly because the jewelry in the portrait is confirmed jewelry that was given to her. And since this portrait has that jewelry, they're expecting that it is the true portrait. So yes, we've talked to the Germans. They are now changing the artwork on the map board, and we will have the correct art in there. And I see we have some questions here online also. Should I read this one out real quick?
Absolutely.
You could use one as a score marker, just another courtier taking a stroll. Oh, I don't know if we've unlocked the next stretch goal.
We haven't yet.
We haven't yet. Okay, so we have some really nice prestige scoring instead of just the wooden little discs. They're really nice plastic with the fleur-de-lis on top, or I guess this is England. A rose. It doesn't sound as sexy as
Tudor rose.
It's a Tudor rose, and they fit on top of each other real nice. They're really big, thick, that'll fit on top of each other. So if they're on the same spot in the same prestige scoring area, that they stack nicely. So hopefully, if we unlock the next stretch goal, hopefully by tonight, then we're going to open that one, and we're going to be adding those also as Kickstarter exclusives.
Nicholas Cole also in the chat just asked, will I be able to upgrade a $1 pledge during the pledge manager?
Yes, you will be. You can upgrade a $1 pledge. I do not know if you did the $1 pledge during the early bird. I do not think that counts as a as an early bird pledge, because it's not an early bird pledge.
Right, it's not a pledge too.
But yes, when we send you the CrowdOct survey, you will be able to upgrade it to a full game, get all the stretch goals, etc.
Don Rochette, will you post the description of the new scoring and scenario cards and update the rulebook?
Yes, Don, thank you very much. We will make an update showing these really nice new scoring cards and scenario cards. Plus, we're going to post the updated rules that have all this included. The base game used to come with 2 red scoring cards, 2 green, and 2 scenario cards. In every game you play, you will choose 1 scoring, 1 green scoring, and 1 red. And that combination always gives you a totally different feel, what people are going for, what the end results are, what the scoring is. And there's some really good games. In the rule book, we've given 5 suggestions of 5 different combinations that we feel really work well. We started with a very basic, simple one. And then in your second game, we recommend doing Head of the Snake, which is a really good one, good cutthroat one. And then we have different ones. But you can also choose, as you're playing them, trying out. We've now unlocked 3 additional, another red scoring, another green scoring, another scoring or scenario card. So it gives you even more variation. So the beauty of this game is that any of these are a game in itself, fun to play. But all of a sudden, when you're changing the scoring and everything and the requirements to win, that really gives replayability.
And Nicholas Cole actually just jumped on a second ago after we started to join in as a pledger, and so did Joe Apanick. So thank you guys for jumping on board. Damaso de Damaso, is this the same as the Spielschmiede? Do we need to pledge on both, or can we pledge on either?
Okay, the Spielschmiede by Codex Games in Germany and ours are 100% the same. Everything that they had early listed as stretch goals, everybody who knows Academy games, that's our basic standard. So we didn't even bother adding those in. But all of their stretch goals that they had in the first $6,000 are, of course, incorporated in the Tudor game. Just so you know, it's being printed at our same printer that has done all of our other games. Our Freedom games, our our 1775, our Vikings. So those that have gotten the limited edition of the Viking miniatures, the detail and everything, same place, same quality, same game. All stretch goals are going to be the same. So whatever you see on their page and ours, as we're opening them, they're adding them to their page. It's all being linked together, being shipped by the same people, printed at the same time. We really have good relationships with Quarks Games and the Happy Shop people in Germany. Great group of guys. They're the ones who developed the Tudor game with Jan, the designer, Jan Kirchner, Kirchner, and wonderful people to work with. So we're excited to be partnering with them on this game. So yeah, all being printed together.
And you can pick either the German or the English on either in the pledge manager.
Yes, you can choose either the German one or the Kickstarter. No difference whatsoever. The only difference is it helps us as you're going, because we have a bigger following internationally, and hopefully as more and more people on Kickstarter, we're limited. We can't say, hey, we're adding the total from Spielschmiede to ours. So it does help a little in getting the momentum internationally going, but it's beans. Support Spielschmiede, they're local, they're great, or support us. It's all the same campaign from that standpoint.
Last question from the comments. Tom, this was from Facebook. Tom Wendler asked, is there going to be a Thanos Infinity Gauntlet version?
What version?
Thanos Infinity Gauntlet with the rings.
Oh, nice. I don't even know if we can mention that because they're probably copyright protections and everything else.
We didn't show any imagery.
So, no. But we're getting some really, really good ideas from people with maybe some expansions in the future with the real families in the future, some of the historical families, and building them in. This is a wonderful worker placement card collection game. It is a game where you can play. There's great interaction. There's not real big screw factors, but if you're with that type of crowd that loves screwing each other, there's some great screw factors. So it's one of these really crossed all segment games. Now with these add-ons, we're getting some really great ideas. We really want to thank everybody in the comments section and the private messages and emails they've been sending us. We're taking on deep consideration, but we can't add them to this game because we're on a very, very tight timeline. Everything's already been translated. All the artwork is done now. It's going in production because we want to ship in September.
Ashley asked in the Q&A beforehand, what do we do if our country is not mentioned in the shipping?
If you live in a country that doesn't have the shipping listed in one of the shipping, please give us a call or email us. We'll put your country in. No problem. It's not on purpose. We just didn't want to list every country in the world. And if we still can't add it, then we just move to a country that's listed and you're okay.
That's going to do it this time.
I'm kidding. I want to thank everybody for your support. If it weren't for you, we could not put out games of this quality. We wouldn't be putting all these extra miniatures out. Just so you know, the MSRP for the miniature box and the game is $120. So we're offering this at half price. The miniature box is going to be $45 if any are left over. And the game itself, $75 together is $120. We're giving 50% off to stores. We're giving them margin so that they can sell it to their customers at that price also. Again, so please support your stores. If you have a store near you that's willing to do the pre-ordering, getting them in, then you don't even have to pay shipping. So support your local stores. Thank you for supporting us, and I wish you a great game, week, and enjoy the game when you get it. I think you'll be very, very happy.
Have a good day, folks.
All right, now I'm going to go off the air.